Hey everybody, JayborinoPlays here, welcome back. This is Shards of Resistance, the Raiders custom campaign for Warcraft 3, heading into Act 8, the Black Spire. This is supposedly the last mission. I've gotten a few comments saying it's a long one. Bauer betrayed Kobayashi and left him behind. The Blackrock Orcs, without having received any news from Kobayashi and his rescue crew, soon flee to the desolate wasteland up north. The road they have taken is a perilous one, for it leads straight into the dark heart of Camry, the greatest scourge stronghold in this province. And there's that little thing with the alien pursuers. Valerie, over here. Bauer, blessed be the sacred light. I feared the worst. I'm fine, my love. Come, we must find our way out of this wasteland. Where is Kobayashi? I'm afraid he didn't make it. Please, Valerie, let's get out of here. The undead can't be far away. We're behind a tree. You could say that again. Ha 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 ha. You actually thought you could outrun me, puny human? Think again. No! Leave him alone. She has an appointment with Lord Phaeton. Leave the boy. Captain Mephisto, Camry lies just over the next hill. What are your orders? You three raiders scout ahead. See what you can find. We will establish a base camp to the south and attempt to pass through those hills undetected to the other side of the Citadel. We just might bypass the undead sentinels without being noticed. By the Almighty, have you seen anything like it? Too bad those towers aren't on our side. What's going on down there? Isn't that Lady Valerie? We must warn the war chiefs. So, this is the dreaded Nemesis of Camry, a mortal girl? Eating her would seem hardly worth the effort. Too little meat around the bones. Do not underestimate her so, my lord. The power I sensed at the Dwarven Slayer's kingdom would not be trifled with. Can't you sense her tremendous energies? Once this mortal girl reaches her full potential, she alone may be able to wipe Camry off the face of Azeroth. You wouldn't say. Do you think it would be possible to corrupt her soul? If she's as powerful as you say she is, she could become a powerful ally. A powerful soul spell should achieve this. Disarm her. She carries powerful artifacts upon her, my lord. This one appears to be sending some sort of signal. Leave them with me. Take the girl to the altar of Rulkalar. Shackle her to the dais. Lord Typhonus, scouts have reported the presence of Blackrock Orcs in the outer hills, south of the main gates. Those pitiful creatures appear to be preparing for a full-scale retreat in that area. The alien creatures, however, are advancing upon our main gates. They will be waylaid by the returning army of Lord Shiva. Rally my forces. I will rout these Blackrock Orcs and finish them personally. Oh, he's gonna root us? That's very kind of him to show us the way to go. So, the undead have captured Lady Diablo, yet no sign from Kobayashi, Bauer, Fenster, or Hockney. Then we'll have to assume they fell to the Scourge. All may be lost now, since the undead hold what was our only hope. Don't be so hasty, Orc. They be keeping her alive this far. And knowing these vampires, they most likely trying to take control of her soul. You know this, troll? I guess you're smarter. If what you told me about her is right, she's gonna be at the top of the Camry and Spire, and I know a way to use this to our advantage. I know a dark voodoo ritual to augment or increase the girl's power by converting undead beings to negative energy. I need 5 of me high priests on top of that hill, and I need you to bring them channeling energy is by slaying any undead you can find. I can't wait no longer. Improbable as this spell and plan may sound, it may be our only chance. Move out, all you lazy louts. I'm curious to see if Kobayashi was right about that girl. Oh, he's building a snowman. If she's as powerful as he always said she'd be. You peons, get to work immediately.
Yes, Lord Chief.
Y'all know what to do. Maintain our spirit link with that Diablo woman and convert the souls of the dead to energy. Let's just hope the undead won't press us too hard. Make Valerie Diablo a level 10 hero. Maintain all 5 priests atop the hilltop. Where is the hilltop? There's the hilltop. There's Montana. We have high priests. These trolls are Montana's greatest spellcasters. They're extremely powerful against aerial assaults and can summon 2 spirit bat riders with unstable concoction and cast aerial shackles. The bat riders can? That's kind of cool. Oh, this is Fenster and Hockney's stuff. Okay, so we got Mephisto, we got Verbal, we got Montana. Let's get our heroes down here and pick this stuff up. Let's get this saturated. And our base is not too spread out. That shouldn't be too bad. So, let's level up. I don't really care about 50 extra damage on Doomhammer. Let's go Bash. Let's go Mirror Image. Let's go Cannibalize. So the upkeep settings have been altered for this map. Low upkeep is set to 60. Food level has also been increased. Okay, fine. So, let's go Mask of Death. Pick up the Ice Shard as well. And then Verbal. Orb of Slow. Talisman of Evasion.
I hear you, man.
Rune Bracers is fine. Buffs of Spell Mastery. These are like, this is +1. We can drop that. Slippers. Mask of Death is great. Keg of Ale's fine. I don't need the Goblin Night Scope. I can sell this stuff eventually.
I am yours.
Claws of Attack +3 can be replaced with a Staff of Negation or an Arcanite Shield, either way. Get rid of that. Arcanite Shield. Okay. Every time one of your units kills an undead unit, Valerie Diablo will have experience added. Keep up killing the undead until she has reached the maximum level. Note, buildings do not generate experience. Okay. I wonder what happened to Fenster and Hockney. It's been a while, so I don't really remember. Since I played the last thing. Alera's Flute of Accuracy is great. Drop this. Let's pick up the Spirit Casket so that we can summon some shades to go look around the map. Summon several shades. I like that. Rod of Necromancy. Okay. I think that's all pretty good. So let's just focus on getting upgrades for now. And am I getting lumber from anywhere? It looks like no. So let's just start. I don't even think I have a lumber mill. Yes, I do. Okay, over here. We're in no condition to lay siege to these gates. We must relocate our efforts to the south and raid the Undead Harbor. Damn these impervious gates. Okay, I found an expansion. Again, this is more about scouting than right now. It looks like we could just look all around here. Again, I just want vision of everything up and down the sides of the map right now. That's my goal.
What needs revealing?
So the sooner I can come over here and take this base, in theory, the better off we'll be. I really need lumber, so let's just wait for these extra folks to get built.
All shall be
Hello, sir? Are you trapped? He's trapped. That's fine.
I'll look
just keep
into
looking
it.
around.
Let's see.
And again, they'll kind of figure it out. I'm looking for, like, creeps on the map as well. Could get upgrades. I think I'd rather save my lumber so that I can grab a stronghold quickly. And low upkeep is...
Ready to work.
War Chief, I hear you, man.
Low upkeep is 60, right? So we don't want to go above that 50. I mean, I could build another thing, but...
I can wait. Director.
Let's sell this extra stuff, I think. Because we got a marketplace here.
Ready to work.
I feel you,
Just
man.
all these +1 items. I'll keep the mines.
Bit tricksy. Sweet.
Keep it up, and then we'll go pillage.
Don't worry. Be happy.
Actually, cancel all of that. Let's just grab our stronghold now first.
The righteous groove. Does the
All this
roar.
it's just +1. It's garbage. So let's just sell this.
You bit tricksy.
Night
I
scope.
feel you, man.
I mean, that could be okay in some circumstance. Spell mastery, I'm probably not going to remember to use. But I have to remember to... I really want to remember to use the Staff of Negation. That'll be really helpful.
I hear you, man.
And then landmines. Okay, good.
Dingo. I feel you, man.
We got some decent vision all over the map. This guy is still able to move around with relative ease.
What needs
Abandon these
revealing?
hills. They belong to the spirits of the fallen. Is that... Was this down here, I think?
My sight is yours. I go unseen.
Again, I'm just shift-clicking this guy all throughout the hills. Oh, there she is. Okay. So she's a level 6 stealth assassin for now. And again, lumber right now is the main issue, and I don't want to go into high upkeep if possible. And most of our supply, I think, is in, like, lumber. Not in lumber, in workers, rather. What I'm going to do is come down here and take this. Again, I want to harvest as much gold as possible in no upkeep. If this is going to be a long macro map, then I think the key is definitely... Oh, hello. Scavenger
I
clan.
shall be your eyes.
Then the key is
I go
definitely,
unseen.
again, having a big stockpile of money, getting all of our upgrades, and then moving out in one
I
swift
go
stroke.
unseen.
Doesn't really strike me as the map where we can really take much early aggression and have that do anything, but hard to say. Okay, wolves? Let's just get our heroes down here to kill this. I'm sorry, buddy. Is there any way you think we could save this guy? No.
Town is under attack.
Okay, pretty large attack. I gotta turn my heroes around instead.
Yes, Director.
Let's move on in.
Understood.
Level 8, Zor Angara. I mean, we've got a lot of stuff here with our heroes. Oh, great. Okay. Oh, this is gonna be a pain in the ass. Okay. Gotta... Don't move my camera ever! Jesus. Unleash corruption? Sure. I think I just whirlwinded. Now we're gonna whirlwind. And then can we, like, whip this guy up into... Yes, perfect. Get out of there, buddy. What is happening, by the way? What is happening? I think it's because I moved those shades around. A scavenger clan fort. I thought we massacred those humans for those goblin merchants back north. Intriguing, though, to find them this close to Camry. Halt! What the abomination are orcs doing in this forsaken land? Chill, Manami. We just passing through. Montana, what are you doing out here? Are you responsible for stirring up the hive? The Khemrian naval forces are on full alert. We've just finished our operations and about to sail out when this happened. Jonas Simbaka. Then perhaps you'd be interested in an alliance? We seek entrance to Camry through the ports, and... Ha ha ha! You've got some guts to propose a truce with us. Why not? As long as we get what we want. My lord, be wary. What if these are orcs of our northern raiders have spoke of? They may be dangerous to our cause. Ha! You josh too much, wizard. They were probably drunk and fought amongst themselves. There's no way 2 orcs and a rogue paladin could have decimated our entire expeditionary force. That is, of course, if that story is even remotely close to the truth. Very well. We have a deal. Last week, an undead convoy arrived from the Plaguelands with 3 large prison barges. We intended to capture these vessels to increase our ranks with the unfortunate souls inside. Kill, kill, kill. Be like the old days during the turf wars. Alright.
I hate working with.
Oh god, now we control the scavenger clan. Hey, this guy's still alive. He shouldn't be, but he is. Did they turn around and leave, or did we kill them? Destroy the prison barges. Okay.
Forward.
Let's
Yes, my lord.
stop this from being horribly oversaturated.
What is it?
And then these guys are going to need lumber.
Off I
Not
go
many
then.
trees here at all. Now I've got
Well,
two more heroes.
Yes, yes, I'm on it.
Break, break, break.
Let justice fall.
Break, break, break. Is my shade still alive? I'd love to use that to do something. All right, I can buy boats now. The prison barges are up there. We're going to need ships, presumably, to sail through here, because it looks like the land, like the walkable terrain, stops here. Okay, well, let's get back to it.
Yes, Lord.
I have no way to heal my units as far as I know. Can I get which? Oh, I can get high priests. I just need to build more things. Okay, so let's focus on actually building up now.
Okie dokie.
So I'm gonna go 2 spirit lodges.
Happy to.
No, just 1 for now. That's fine. Voodoo lounge. I don't think I need. Bestiary. I have a barracks. High priest sanctuary is what I would like. What are the prerequisites? Fortress and troll lumber mill. I have that. Okay.
Yes.
Bestiary.
Okie dokie.
Heroes, let's send you down here now to kill the wolves that we know are down here so that we can finally move out and expand down here. Meanwhile, we've got this base.
I hate working with.
Jonas and Bach. I mean, I could get my heroes.
Well.
Okay,
Well,
oh, they're
what
demi.
are you
This guy's a
waiting
demi
for?
hero. He can't actually do anything.
You require
It's
my
only
I hate
Jonas and
working with
Baka.
these.
Okay, and I can use the crystal ball to reveal parts of the map. Okay, mirror image it. That's fine. Doom. What did I just tell him to do? I think I did whirling force. I hit D and it did whirling force. That's fine. Ankh of reincarnation. I guess
I
we'll
am
give that to
yours.
verbal here.
Yes. Yes, Lord.
Tome of knowledge. That's fine. Okay, so this should be open.
I'll consider it. Whatever you
More just random garbage. Let's move on in. Use Unleash Corruption. And then Voodoo Inferno.
Good. Work complete.
Tiny Great Hall is perfect. Now I don't actually have to make a Great Hall. That only works directly around him, unfortunately. Okay, here comes purple. So let's just get out of here. So purple will attack us from down in that direction. Let's get some more upgrades, and let's hotkey my production structures. Why can I not add the Spirit Lodge?
We need more lumber.
I'm holding shift, but I can't add it. I can add it to the beast. There we go. That was very odd.
Research complete.
Again, lumber is going to be the consistent problem. Come on over here and grab lumber. Did I lose workers? Again, there's so many things busted with this campaign. It might be, I mean,
I am yours.
it's partially
Yes, Lord.
design, but it's also,
Well, what are you
let's
waiting?
hotkey this guy. It's also just because I think this campaign is held together by tape and
Research
strings
complete.
originally, and not something that's new. What do we got down here? I can build a bunch of stuff with these guys. I think we just build boats.
Smoke.
Can always, again, move these units over to help. I can control these boats, not those. Marketplace here. Just the map layout is it's confusing, like almost purposefully confusing.
What you want?
Okay, so now we've got these zeppelins. Let me check the log because we did something else. Oh, Fenster and Hockney are here now. I see. Even though they dropped all their items and we were able to pick them up on our other units. Hail, captains, we spotted your forces in this area. Fenster, Hockney, about time you two showed up. But how can this be? We thought we lost you forever. Kobayashi, where's the war chief? Kobayashi's fate is unknown. Last we heard, the humans were with him. The human was with him. We placed a full battalion at your command. You can reconstruct raider champions at the beast here. Okay, cool. So if they die, that's all fine. So, Fencer and Hockney can die. We can get them back.
What are your orders?
Wonderful. And they lost their ability to hold items. So that's why they were on the ground, I guess. Yeah, right now I really just need lumber.
Build more bombs.
Let's move my heroes back out here. More farms is this base.
Yes, me lord.
So let's just get these set up.
Yes, me lord. Right.
And then this
Well,
guy just
what are you
break
waiting
crates. Break crates. A tome over there is nice.
We humans have to
Then go pick
stand
this
together.
up.
Our town is under attack.
I'm not sure what Purple was doing when we attacked down here. Do they consider this part of their defensive force area, perhaps? I wonder, because you saw them bring units over here and then they backed up. So we got to get up here. As soon as I leave my base, all these assholes show up.
What are you waiting for?
And then break this, and then let's take these guys and just start looking around. We're looking for prison barges. Goodbye, Fenster and Hockney again.
I feel your mind.
So I gotta move this guy towards the back and do this.
Job done.
And then again, these guys are all about AOE, I think, right? So heck yes. And then he's gonna die. But that's kind of like the only way. Ah! You fuck. These level 8 heroes are rough. Oh, and then here comes this. And then the game... I hadn't saved, but the game just randomly crashed. This is going to be a rough one, boys. They're already here. All troops advance and take the high ground. I was just playing off camera to get kind of back to where I was with cheats on. For the might of Camry. And it looks like the Zerg spawned. At least this will distract them. Vile beings, arg! Warn Lord Phaeton immediately. They are more powerful than anticipated. Speak. My lord, the aliens decimated my entire scouting party. We were slaughtered to the last ghoul. They are much stronger than we anticipated. Their numbers are limitless. Deploy our reinforcements. Draconis. Take as many Praetorians as you can spare and rout these creatures. I will be very disappointed if they were to reach our main gates. It shall be done, my lord. They'll definitely still attack us, because you know they will. What have you been doing, you necromantic bastard? There must be some information on the creatures in your chambers. Some weakness. Well, they're trying to get to Valerie. So again, at this moment, I have cheats on. I'm coming up here to see what this is all about. There are these random coastal defenses as well. Again, I'll turn the cheat... unlike Mission 4, I will turn the cheat off after I have... again, kind of perform the scouting that I would like to... Think you can hit this? It's too far away. Alright, that's fine. So anyway, the Zerg should be distracting them, which is super solid. So I have scouted the path to this first side objective, I think. And it looks like this is the back way into Camry that we're going to want to use. So let's get these guys back to base. I have uncovered a lot of the map, which was my goal throughout all of this. So this base, again, is going to have lumber issues, and I think what I'm going to have to do is just like take a worker and run him out here and just set up a lumber mill in a random area. So we're going to have a lot of things to discover and also protect. So we got another side quest, Dash of Power. To increase the energy level of Valerie Diablo with one big burst of undead energy, you can take out 3 Praetorian vampires at a given location, right? So we can kill these, and she should get boosted. She is still... oh, she's level 7, so she did level up at least once. That's noticeable. And again, basically, until I can scout the whole map, I'm just going to leave this cheat on. Especially... and we're going to quick save, especially because it's going to crash at random intervals.
Whatever you say.
And the enemy attacks are pretty out of this world. You know, I've thought about it some, and I actually find that other than, like, the bugs and such, which may or may not be because of patches, but I'm going to suspect they're actually because of, just the the concept of the map in general, is I get the impression that a lot of the issue I have, or have had with this campaign at different times, was simply confusion around the map layout. If that makes sense. Like, just the mini-map is not readable. Like, look at what I've revealed here and tell me what are pathways to get from what location. I think that's actually a quite important and overlooked situation in the past. Like, again, seriously, try to describe to me, is there some sort of readable pathway through this map? Because it's very much just like a big blob, and very challenging to understand and read. So, again, just sort of pointing that out. I think that's a noticeable issue that I see here.
Inhuman beast.
Let's break this
Let
stuff.
Justice fall.
So I'm kind of back to where I was again, though. I haven't turned off the cheat just yet,
Yes, War Chief.
which I am not above.
For the
Let's go check up here. We found a goblin merchant as well. There were just a bunch of creeps along the bottom of the map. There were gates here. These are actually closed. In the fog of war, they appear open. I sent these guys back here. All the enemy attacks seem to be coming through this area. And notice how they still attacked me. They still attacked me, even though they're getting killed by Zerg right now. So
Be happy to.
I find that kind of silly. Let's just kind of keep this up. And then
We humans.
Jonas and Baka, you can come and kill this. Keep in mind, these guys won't be invulnerable.
We're under attack.
These enemy attacks are pretty wild. Again, it's not that I don't think I could win. It's just, especially after getting a crash, just a random crash, I'm not really up for slogging through the map. It's got, I'm sure it's hard. I've beaten hard stuff before, so, just give me a break here. I've played 2 janky-ass campaigns in a row, and I'm really ready to move on to something at least slightly newer that doesn't have these types of problems, both from a design sense and also just a technical side of things as well.
We're under attack.
I hate working with these.
All right, you can do it. Oh, he's got scout. That's very nice. Okay, let's fly this thing around and see what we can see. Yeah, he's going to be missing a lot, but that's fine. What do we have here? Bunch of garbage. So I never swapped out my items either.
A wise plan.
So yeah, now we're just going to be building an army and trying to figure out how to get to these vampires, for example. And it looks like the answer is going to be landing behind. And also, we want to be building with the human faction so that we can go and kill those barges, which should be interesting.
Humanity is in peril.
Here, repair this. And then
What is it? All right. I hate working with
let's send you down here to continue collecting stuff.
at last.
And again, I apologize. It seemed like I was kind of afraid people would be kind of upset with what happened in Mission 4, but you have to understand, a lot of this is beyond my ability to contend with. My ability, my technical ability at the game might be too slow. My patience in general, I'm just really not up for it. I'm openly admitting that. So please understand, and partly it's partly a design issue and partly just a glitch issue. So again, I hope you understand. It is what it is. Now let's grab these 2 again. Let's just get some upgrades. We can use the cheat portion to just sort of get resettled. Okay, so we see most of purple. Can I get into the purple base to destroy it, even if I wanted to? Because I'm thinking the answer is no. Looks like, oh, we can enter through up here. So if we can kill purple, we have to figure out how to get to these guys as well, which I can use Jonas to scout to like how to get in. Because again, this is all walled, and there was a gate, but the gate is closed. I like his, I mean, he's got the orb, but then he's also got the owl, which is pretty cool. So let's just use the owl to kind of zigzag through this. So we apparently can make Raider champions. You know what? This is fine if this is running low. We're well beyond the issue of caring about gold because there's a billion mines. It's just protecting them all at a certain point.
Work. I can do that.
Okay, so now let's get these set up. So yeah, I'm kind of at the point where it's very similar to Return of the Dragons, where I'm just like I'm just out to finish this, regardless of how it kind of, how it goes. I don't care about that. I just want to finish it. For the sake of finishing it, we've made it this far, but there's only so much I can I can realistically handle on a personal level. All right, so let's keep looking. We're going to need more of these guys up here on lumber. I can't see where the green is. I think there was a poor color choice with this palette.
Yes, me
Let's go ahead and get some more farms.
Yes, me lord.
F is marketplace, apparently. Oh, it's a fruit stand.
All right.
That overlaps
Yes, me
farm.
lord. Ready to
Someone
work.
made a good
What
point,
is
by
it?
the way, which is because this campaign was likely translated. That's why the hotkeys don't work as anticipated. So I think that was pretty. That was an
Humans have to stick together.
apt observation by whoever had originally said that. So the prison barges are. It's pinging me up here.
Research
It might be this, or it might be in here. I'm not gonna know. Let's just scout it and see if we can get an answer.
Ready to work.
Oh, hello.
Job done.
Naga Siren. Skillum Merc Shadow, level 12. Could drop a good item, though. I'm kind of at the point where I don't care about items either. And this is... I think this is an interesting microcosm here. Like an interesting example of a situation where I care very little about the outcome of the campaign because of how this has been going. And it's hard to say because it's like there are a lot of really cool things. I really like the skins. I like the world building. I like the general layout of the maps for the most part, but there are like obvious issues. Hello, Deep Lord Revenant. There are obvious just straight up issues with the designs of the maps.
Research
Like I had said, I think minimap readability is a big one. Base layout is a big one. But like our actual faction is cool. It's just outright Blackrock Orcs. I think that's cool.
Our gold mine has collapsed.
But there's also very little consistency between the maps and how they function. Like this map, look at the size of this attack. It's not consistent at all with the fact that these guys were supposedly under attack by
Chieftain.
Khemri Navy dead. It's possible that the Zerg are killing them.
Well, what are you waiting for?
Nope, nothing. Okay.
Forward.
I don't know.
Off I go then.
But like,
Research
and the writing is, I think the writing is quite good too, but I just find myself not caring that much about these heroes, and I think a lot of it too is because it even though they have cool abilities, the hotkeys don't work, but that was more of a translation issue. It's like it's a culmination of minor things that when put together just make it so I just sort of automatically check out. And that's partially my own problem too, right? I'm not giving it the credit it may be deserving.
Yes, I'm on it.
But I think to an extent, it is deserved. I don't know. It's hard to say. I'm trying to justify my own thoughts here for not enjoying this as much as I think a lot of people might. And I really don't know what else to add to that. It's
have to stick together.
Oh, okay, thank you. It's fascinating for its time, though. Like, I think it's the same with Return of the Dragons. This campaign deigned to try more interesting things for its time than a lot of the campaigns that we see that are being made currently, in the current time. But it's inconsistent and it feels unfinished. And I don't know what of that is because it was actually unfinished and what is just broken because of patches. And I suspect that it is equal. I don't think you can blame one or the other. I think it is equal. I'm really excited about these Raider champions.
Chieftain.
I think I've got them over here.
Time is short.
They do normal damage and they have pulverize, which is awesome. Very strong. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and
What
move
do you want?
you guys down here
Research complete.
and take this base. And we're just going to rely on the Zerg to kill as much of this as possible, I think. Just keep summoning a scout and send it into this base and see what you can find.
I hate working with these.
Meanwhile, they can make steam tanks. Again, I think I just need this fleet, and I'm going to come up here and destroy the
Research
barges.
complete.
But I don't know where the barges are. Holds 3 large prison barges, which docked recently with its cargo of slaves from the Northlands. Free the prisoners from the barges to get an extra hand. Okay, so let's go see if we can find them. It should ping again, but I thought it was like right up here. Though I am not sure.
Build more farms.
Build more farms. Yeah, I can't see this green color on the minimap at all. And again, that alone wouldn't normally be a big deal. If you've watched a lot of my stuff, you know I tend to... It's not that I overlook stuff, but I'm like, okay, that's a deal, but it's not a big deal. And this is an issue where it's not a big deal, but in combination with all the other things that I'm struggling with on this campaign, then I'm just sort of like, okay. It's so like, I don't know, hopefully I'm describing this, oh there it is, well enough such that it doesn't sound disrespectful, but I just sort of describing, like, I think, you know, people play and have different expectations, and, yeah, this is just, it's just one where enough things added together, similar to Return of the Dragons, where there's, you know, technical problems, but also the fact that, like, it tries a lot of cool stuff. So, like, I'm glad I played this, but it just didn't, it's just not, it just didn't hook me. It never hooked me. Even though the concept of, like, a weird overlap between the Caprulu sector and Azeroth is cool, and I think the world building is there and interesting. I just am struggling to care about how this is going to end, which is a shame. All right, this is nice. We're getting some extra guys. Let's destroy the coastal defenses. See, this is the Khemri Navy, and then it said, Khemri Navy dead. Is it, though? It doesn't seem like it.
Our ally needs our help.
Okay, so let's bust them out of here. And what is this? Perhaps maybe it's the marker for where it pings to say this is where the objective is. Was I supposed to get access to these guys? Let's just destroy the shipyards so that they can't get out. And then we can get in. I don't even care about this guy. Let's just take this stuff out. I'm getting to the point where I think I'll turn the cheat off. I probably should have done it a while ago, but, like, I've got plenty of money.
Direct me.
These attacks really are huge, though.
Understood.
Okay, so let's go Who's Your Daddy? And then let's quick save. And then let's figure out how we want to proceed. So let's go ahead and add these to my hotkey groups and then start getting Raider champions. You get +3. Lumber is still going to be a consistent issue, I think. Where are all my workers that were harvesting lumber? Are they dead? No, they're no, these are just normal guys. I guess we'll send you down here to harvest lumber, and let's find the rest. Here we go. And then you all come on down here to harvest lumber.
I can do that.
I've got plenty of resources. These guys are just here.
Our town is under attack.
Sure.
We're under
There's
attack.
gold there. Again, I think if we can get in up here and then work our way through blue, we can get to the Praetorian Vampires to get Valerie. She's almost level 10. That's going to be key.
War Chief.
I still have to figure out, I still have to finish,
Direct.
just firebolt him. Cripple him. Whirling Force, whip him into the air. Can he still be hit? He can still be hit by towers, which is solid. Okay.
Can wait no longer.
Let's do some item management.
Lord owes you a great debt. Finally.
You know what? Let me. You've already seen me do the item management, so let me turn this off.
It is one low.
You know, I was about to go and attack, and then Valerie got level 10. I found it. Wahahaha! That spellcasting crackpot won't claim any victory over me. Apparently, this text states that the alien creatures are completely dependent upon these mysterious flyers. Alert Draconis to focus his attacks on the big flying creatures. Overlords. Nearly all remaining gargoyles. The overlord known as Yggdrasil will fall. They made a mistake by coming out in the open, and with nary a garrison, I might add. There he is. This mortal's power seems to be growing exponentially. Victory will soon be achieved. Yggdrasil, no! Got him. Waha! No enemy can stand against us. An attack within the inner sanctum? How can this be possible? No. Shiva! She be fully charged. Deposit of energy. Be ready to burst out. Our work here is finished. It's all up to her now. Once Lady Valerie does what she's supposed to, we can mop up the rest. I was about to go and attack purple. How Kobayashi would have wanted to see this. Taste the wrath of the Almighty. Nice. Starfall. Map wide. No, this cannot be. Okay, so here we are. Destroy all undead buildings, activate Starfall on Valerie.
What's the plan?
Okay. Done.
We're under
I'll
attack!
check it out.
The High Priest no longer need to maintain their spirit link for the voodoo spell and can be used in battle. Okay, cool. So I was about to, again, move all my casters and such up here. Thank you. She killed the vampires herself? And it looks like, yeah, she killed pretty much everything. So, I'm kind of sorry. Again, I know this may have been disappointing for some folks. At the end of the day, I tried to explain it, but it's just maybe I just wasn't in the right mindset. I don't know. There's just something about this one that just, again, maybe it's just the day that I chose to play this, but I just, you get a second base on the other side of the map. I'm, never a huge fan of that. It's got to be used sparingly. But then there's like weird naval warfare again. Part is because the map layout is almost purposefully confusing. It just,
We're under attack!
I don't know. She killed pretty much everything already, which is nice because I had a cheat on. But I don't even know how much more I can really say about this. It's just, it just didn't hook me. I don't know. Like, in theory, it should have. Like, as soon as, like, once we got through mission 3, I was, like, really excited to see where this goes. And it just seems like it just really degraded. And I've played a lot of weird stuff, and I just, especially when, this mission ended up turning into, like, a really big challenge, and then it crashed. I think that was it. That was just, like, sort of the nail in the coffin where I was like, well, I think I'm just gonna, otherwise this would have probably been multi-part. This almost definitely would have been, several videos worth, but instead now we're knocking it out all in one. And then we can move on to the next thing. And I don't know what I'm going to play next, but I'm going to do a little more research and make sure that I'm playing something slightly more recent. Joe's Quest was similar to this. Map Guy, I think, had some really, really awesome ideas. It's like some really, really interesting stuff. The problem, though, here's your ultimate, dude. This is a good spot to call this down, I think. Thank you. Oh, these do chaos damage. All right, got it. But the ultimate problem is they're just, you can't just have only like super cool groundbreaking stuff. Again, it's exactly like Return of the Dragons and how I described it at that point. So I don't even know if there's really much more to say besides let's finish it up. And again, this might have just ended up being like, I don't know, I just wasn't really in the mood to do this today, but Like, I've played a lot of crazy stuff in, like, Legends of Arcane, for example, where, you know, I had to tower spam, and I toughed it out. And I think it's because in that particular instance, I felt some sort of drive and desire to actually win, because I cared about what was happening in the campaign to an extent. And in fact, I mean, I've played other things where I didn't really care that much, but I still got through it, and I think that's because the individual map designs in those cases were... better. I don't know. Again, I can't really talk more about this without sounding super deprecating about it, which is unfair. I think, to be honest, like I had mentioned, I think maybe I just wasn't necessarily in the mood to play this, and I should maybe consider retrying it on a different day, but we're already done with it, and I think most people would agree with me in saying, like, this campaign has a lot of cool stuff to offer, and we showed that stuff off, but on a map like this, like, I'm just not gonna slog through the macro of this map. Just not going to do it. And I'll spare you all having to split it into multiple videos, etc., etc. And with that in mind, let's just go ahead and do it this way. Valerie will kill stuff that much faster. So we're through Khemri. Kobayashi's gone. Bauer presumed dead or was just left behind in the wilderness. Hard to say. I assume this was meant to have more... like a follow-up campaign, as a lot of these older campaigns did, but then it was never actually finished. That's just my guess. But that's how things tended to go back in the day. Can we get to her and let her out?
You've done well.
I mean, the Starfall alone is probably good enough.
Short, warrior.
Let's head on over here.
You've done well.
So, yeah, there must have been a better way to get to these guys. There were 3 Dreadlords sitting on beacons down here, and I think we would have wanted to land here, unload, fight our way through this stuff. The other thing too is there was no direct path to get into this enemy base. So that other optional objective I think was misleading in the sense that there's just really no way to actually do it. Because you can't get into the base, and the whole idea is really just to sit here with her and get her leveled up. So I should have just, you know,
let's go.
Partly it was expectations. I should have just sat here and just harvested as much gold as possible. This was never attacked. These presumably would have never been attacked. It was really just my main base. We just built a big tower wall, and that would have worked as well.
Time is short, warrior.
Yes. Okay. So let's.
You've done well.
Can I? Are there flying units that I can build? I can get bat riders, can I? Like, what can I do to make this? It just takes us. Can I even get down there? I think we have to drop. Ugh.
I can wait
longer. There actually was a ground path.
Time is short, warrior.
So let's hit these.
You've done well. We're under attack. Let's go.
And then that should just about do it as we clear out the ports. So this is... And another thing is, again, the concept of this mission is really interesting, right? Like, what if we were getting hit by the Zerg and Camry, but they were also fighting each other? So it was like a 1 versus 1 versus 1. Would be a really interesting idea, and that's kind of how the map is presented. But instead, it's just the undead sending... It's 3 different undead bases sending enormous attacks against you before you could realistically be prepared for them as well.
You've done well.
Tome of Agility, bundle of lumber.
What are your orders?
Nothing in the cage.
Time is short.
Almost there. What's this up here? Just that. Okay. Let's...
We're under attack!
Double check to see we're not missing anything. These are Khemrian vampires. Okay, we destroyed all the buildings. We've done it. Camry is purged and ready for the reign of Blackrock. But there's still the Oh, well, they killed the Yggdrasil, I suppose. Let's see if there's a cutscene or something. Or if that's just the end. Seems like it's going to crash, but at times, if you wait long enough, it'll sort of bump itself back into existence. There we go. Under the stars of Camry. When the smoke cleared and the heavens subsided, the orcs of the Blackrock clan stand tall amongst the ruins of the Camrian Citadel. May the Almighty One watch over me. Brother, time to rock. Lady Valerie has done all she can. I want those towers burned to the ground. Purge this entire city. This entire city must be purged. Long-range spearmen, aim for the towers. Prepare to fire on my mark. This is it, brother. I never imagined being here until the very end. Brother, you do me proud. We shall see this through. Fire! See? Cinematics are flippin' awesome. This is cool. For the Blackrock clan. Once again, the Blackrock Orcs stand atop the broken bodies of their enemies. Victorious, but not unscarred. It's the end of Brood War. The vampires and their undead hosts lie dead and trampled beneath the foot of the raiders. And the alien creatures, without their overlords, are scattered and quickly destroyed. There's only one foe left standing. Phaeton? At the very heart of the Undead Citadel. You. How can your group of mindless beasts hold this off? Where is Valerie? Stand down, puny vampire. You have nothing left. In all your wisdom, you brought our mightiest weapon into the heart of your own citadel. And she left nothing standing in your grand city. A fool I was to allow that reckless seer Shiva to proceed with his plan. I should have drained her life fluids the moment I laid eyes on her. And I shall, once I deal with you meddling green fools. Idiotic vampire. Here, have it your way. You may have crippled me, but I am far from beaten. It'd be good he was weak. Now we'd be having a time to work on a more permanent version. Did you turn him into a seal? Well, I always wanted a cute vampiric pet. The Blackrock clan has suffered much with each conflict. Now I believe it is time for us to show the world the new order. The new Camry that rises from the rubble will rival that of Blackrock Spire. Our reign has begun. Is that all you could salvage, Typhonus? I thought you would be more cunning. I need not explain myself, Draconis. It was not our fault Khemri fell, seeing as you were trusted with Khemri's defense. As I recall, you were in charge with dealing with the orcs, you incompetent worm. Yet, all of this wouldn't have happened if Shiva didn't bring the girl to our sanctuaries. Now we must assume even Phaeton fell. While your tale of deception is fascinating, we cannot linger here. We have to move on. The powers may have shifted in this region, but not all is lost. We still control several of these human settlements. Come, I've grown quite the appetite of all these battles. So there's still like a vampire faction that escaped. Chief, I found something. He is still alive. Wondrous creatures, these humans. It's Wally from Joe's Quest. No. Valerie. Let's bring it back to the humans' castle. Their king will reward us big time for this one. Camry. Revenge. We'll see. We shall see, human. Jaina in the Morning, episode 23. Medmap Guy and Lord Sose, thank you for playing. Alright, so let's let the credits play out. Thanks for taking the time to complete this campaign. I hope you enjoyed playing as much as I did making it. So yeah, I had a bad attitude, admittedly, throughout this. I'm sorry. I think the issue is more that I'm just having trouble articulating my thoughts than anything else. Where I'm just sort of like, I'm trying to put into words as I just, imagine me like pointing at the screen and be like, you get it, right? You understand where I'm coming from. But I'm having trouble explaining why. But I feel like most people who see this campaign understand. I think this campaign offered a lot of cool stuff. Like, this is a great example where, like, really interesting fortress designs, really cool cinematics, really clever use of cameras, decent character development, and some okay hero design. The issue is some of the heroes just didn't feel fluid, and their abilities were inconsistent.
Welcome back to Jaina in the Morning.
Oh my god. Oh, okay. They're not. It's not all voice acted, but so the thing with like Kobayashi, for example, one of his spells used the whip, which was a cool idea, but tended to break. And then the fire spell I used a couple times and just absolutely destroyed the frame rate of the game. So it was just unusable. You had two other heroes, demi-heroes that sometimes had they sometimes had an inventory and sometimes didn't. You had holdout sections that were virtually impossible to complete. You had objectives that said all the heroes need to survive, except you had two raider heroes that weren't technically heroes, but if they died, you still lost. There's a lot of just information in these maps that wasn't really properly conveyed in terms of gameplay. The way the narrative was conveyed is great. But the way that the gameplay was conveyed, and like your mission objectives, and just the way that the map emoted and telegraphed to the player what to do, and I mean in subtle ways, meaning the design of the terrain, the size of the terrain, entrances in and out of enemy bases, entrances in and out of your base. These were not clear to see either on the minimap or when you're actually looking at the actual screen. So I felt like in most of these missions, as much as I wanted to like this, I felt like it was sabotaging me. Like the game was sabotaging me to say, I can't handle this, I gotta use a cheat. When I genuinely wanted to say, like, this is great, this is incredible. And I'm sure at a point it was, and a bunch of stuff has broken over time. So that's why it's hard for me to say with confidence that, hey, when this was made, there were weird problems. A lot of this might have just been introduced over time. I think the translation led to the issue with the hotkeys, and I think that is a major thing, especially on hero ability hotkeys, especially ones with low hotkeys and such. Low cooldowns and such is being able to spam a hotkey is important. And I guess at the end of the day, I also wasn't really thrilled with the RPG aspect. Items were random and not cleverly placed and rewarded to the player. Like I had said, by themselves, a lot of the issues that I'm listing are not big deals, and if I see them in a map, I typically don't even bring them up, or I'll mention them, but then it's like fine. But when you put it all together, like I had said, it felt like the maps were sort of sabotaging the player. And I think the core major issue was the readability of the maps themselves, the mini-map, and how to progress through the maps. Like I enjoyed the map where we had Valerie and we were stealthing through the tunnels. That was pretty interesting, if not repetitive and mildly boring though. So. Again, I feel like I'm really harping on the negatives here, but I'll refer back to what I said earlier. I might not be articulating myself as well as I could, and it's mostly me just going like, you all know what I'm talking about. Like you've seen it. It was kind of since Act 4. Like the first 3 acts felt solid, and then it just kind of steadily unraveled. But yeah, I mean, obviously there was that one mission where the textures were broken. That's not something that I hold against the campaign, even though that seemed the most visually obvious thing that was a problem. That is exactly the one thing that I look and I say, you know what? That can't be helped. And that does not reflect negatively and doesn't, like, bias me towards thinking negatively toward the campaign. I think it was just kind of all these other little things. And as I look back to almost every single one of these missions, they had some sort of encounter or setup where I was like, I don't know, man. It's just real weird. And also, like, this weird flying sheep granted powers. So it's kind of like tongue-in-cheek, but not, right? The whole Camry setup got me sort of caring about the story, and then suddenly, oh, but we're going to make it funny and make the god a flying sheep that can make these heroes randomly powerful. So I don't know. I think this campaign has a lot of cool stuff to offer, and again, I compare it to Return of the Dragons. This campaign was willing to do things and try things, and succeeded in doing a lot of those things that were cool and interesting for their time and continue to be cool today. The problem is they are not properly integrated into fun and enjoyable map experiences as we typically experience them in Warcraft 3. If you were to take some of these cool mechanics and then you plopped them into, like, a Tomo Raider map, which, again, are, like, I would refer to those as, like, the gold standard of, like, a solid, typical community content map, which exceeds over almost all the other ones that have popped up as derivatives of them. They're similar to the base game, and they play like the base game, and they have some interesting mechanics. Now, imagine taking some cinematics from Shards of the Resistance, the Raiders, and some of the camera work and some of the character building, and you put those into, like, a Tomo Raider-esque level of map, where, again, the maps are readable, the objectives are clearly telegraphed to the player, there's interesting items to find that are well hidden but not in absurd locations, and they aren't confusing. They aren't just confusing on multiple levels. If you were to combine the good aspects from one and the good aspects from another, you'd have, like, the ultimate campaign, right? But that's what I'm trying to convey. I recognize the cool stuff that's in this campaign and in Return of the Dragons, but unfortunately, the missions themselves, as standalone maps, just didn't really do it for me. All right, I have harped on this enough. At the very least, y'all got to see the end of this campaign in one video, and we didn't have to stretch it out for any reason. And I'm going to go and pick out something new for next time that will not be similar to this. That is, you know, maybe it'll be from 2003. Probably not, though. But I'll make sure that it works for the most part. All right, thanks everyone for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye now.